Nation, back with Phelim Row. So, hey man, thanks for keeping with us in 2021. Appreciate your insights and wisdom as we're all in this together, man.
No, it's good. I feel included. I feel welcome, and I think that's important in this virtual world.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The ecosystem, right? The networking that we do. So folks will remember Phelim as a security expert, and you recently did an event in Dubai, a physical event, and you wanted to talk about hybrid events and looking into the future. Go, man.
I did, and a big disclaimer: I see a lot in the security world. I don't want to frame myself as an expert in security. I'm a friend of the community that sees a lot of stuff. I do a lot of events, and
Yeah,
so events plus security. I think I've seen a beautiful vision of what could be. And what could be, I ran a physical event subcontracted to Dubai World Trade Center in December. And even though it was, pandemic time, we did it socially distanced, very, very big amount of floor space to achieve that. We all wearing our masks, we're all doing our PPE, and we made a great cyber event. It was also the first time we'd had the Israel UAE summit. So that was a whole new political thing going on.
yeah,
But I guess the message I'm bringing is that we also did hybrid events where we would bring Australian panelists or American panelists that couldn't fly in, and we'd have local panelists below them. And maybe, yeah, the first one was a bit awkward, but it can work. I've seen it done before. You get like Edward Snowden piped in because no way he can travel, right?
yeah.
And I think that was the exception. But I think now we'll say, yeah, I want Harry to come to my London event, but Harry's a bit busy. Let's pipe him in. I think it's possible.
Yeah, I do too. I think we're going to find balance, and the notion is obviously we've all gone zooming during the pandemic, and that is what it is. And I personally want the physical events to return. That's kind of where I work best, right? Hallway 101,
Mm.
kind of the nature of my personality. I'm not even a very good student, Phelim. I don't go to that many lectures when I'm brought in as an analyst. And the reason is, as an analyst, you're often shepherded around to different interviews and rooms, and I may or may not use the actual product, but I really enjoy Hallway 101. I want to get back to that. But there's also a reality that if the event is of extreme interest to me, right? Like maybe it's outside SMB in some of my extracurricular activities where I'm investing my time, not necessarily my money. Some other startups in that particular industry may not have the time or the ability to fly to the city for the event, but I will sit in my chair
Mm.
if it's compelling. So I think it does broaden the reach. And I think, Phelim, I think people are looking in the mirror and asking about, why was I certainly have, like, why was I going to two events a month, as an analyst, what, because Phelim, that takes you out for about 5 days. I don't care who you are, but it's, you got to fly. You got to go
Mm.
to the events, typically a multi-day event. Then, you got to come home, but you're out of pocket no matter what they say.
Yeah, you're
So
out
I
of
think,
pocket, but you can also make the same sort of conversations and connections virtually, but then it'd be nice to follow up physically. So maybe people have to add more to their event. I know you like having golf weekends, but there's got to be something more.
yeah, yeah. And on the social distancing thing, Jenny and I last week went into Seattle and looked at some event venues. We've been hired by a client to act as an event manager, basically in Q4 this year, a totally different industry. And it was really interesting to go to some of the hotels and kind of balance out what Governor Jay Inslee's initiatives are today about gatherings and how far apart. To your point, it was a huge, you're talking about a huge space with few people.
Mm.
Versus what will that look like in Q4 of this year with the vaccine rollout? And I'm assuming the governor will loosen up the restrictions. Right now it's pretty tight here in Seattle. It'd be hard to have a proper event, let me tell you. And I'm assuming the UK with your lockdown even more so.
Yeah, you'd get arrested and get a very large fine.
Yeah.
But it's not like in this lockdown, we've kind of learned from the first one. In the first one, I think, even the law enforcement, community was reading the new law that just been written really quickly and gone, okay, what are we supposed to be doing? So some people got arrested for sitting on the grass. Some people got arrested for spending too long talking to someone from across the road. Silly things like that. I think we've ironed that out, and as you say, it's a great point. And I'd love to be looking at venues now. I'd love to be in your shoes. I think it's promising, but also, and I know we both of us believe content is king, and the MSP community has maybe been treated to some events where content wasn't king so much.
Yeah.
Maybe on top, experience is also king or queen.
Yeah, that's what I've concluded. No, that's what I've concluded. An event is an experience. Let's talk to an event management company that did very large concerts, music events in Seattle. One's called Bumbershoot, and what did he call it? He said an event is a spectacle. And it rhymes with festival, but that was his view of the world. Now, admittedly, he was B2C, right, putting on music events, but that's what he woke up in the morning thinking: is an event is a spectacle, and people want to be entertained. And I would offer our industry we need some of that. It needs to be entertaining to engage you.
where we first met in Miami, that event, that was entertaining. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the breakfast in the morning with the beautiful view. I didn't join in the football lessons because it was a bit early for me, but just things like that, that's got to be where we're going.
Yeah, exactly. All right, sir. We'll see you next month. Thank you for being one of our analysts.